Sister, you cheat!
Maybe I do, but you love me too much to challenge me.
Ismene, you may baby your little sister, but I won't. Pass me the dictionary, beautiful Antigone, future wife.
You think that sweet talk will work on me? Nice try. I refuse.
Haemon, don't you know by now? You'll never win an argument with Antigone.
Never say never.
For goodness sake, you three, carrying on like children, I am on the phone.
I'm sorry, Creon, but I can't let him win again. He'll hold it over me forever.
She's not wrong.
If you're going to behave like animals, go to the streets with the other animals.
Father, they're not animals. They fight for the earth, for the survival of us all.
If they win, we lose.
If they lose, we all lose.
Those foolish rebels are filling your head with nonsense. I'm going to bed.
I'll join you. Good night.
Good night.
The crowd! They are here. Ismene, Haemon, we must join them.
Antigone, no!
This is the time, sister. We knew it would come. In the bright light of day or in the soft light of a lazy evening. No matter, it is here. Now is when we decide.
Your brothers. I see them.
I'm going.
Antigone, no!
You know you cannot stop me. This is no game.
I must follow.
Follow her only to stop her.
You know your sister.
Go! Antigone!
You might ask, what do these rebels stand for? Why are they considered rebels and not patriots? For don't they fight for the earth, the mother to us all? What good are human laws and borders, products of a twisted society, when the collapse of that society is surely on the brink? What twist of fate put Antigone at the center of this tempest? Why is she the focal point, the eye of the storm, the needle pointing to true north?
Ismene and Antigone were not always Creon's wards, just as Polynices and Eteocles were not always bitter enemies. They were born princesses and princes in their own right. How did they come to this?
For answers, we must start at the beginning.
Laius and Jocasta, the king and queen of Thebes, ran the biggest corporation in the land. They were rich and they were powerful. There was no limit to what they could control.
They have a child, but are told by the prophet of Delphi that this child is destined to kill his father and marry his mother.
To avoid that cruel fate, the infant is given to a servant to leave on the hills outside the city gates.
To die?
Yes, to die.
But that servant could not abandon an innocent child, so she gives the baby to a shepherd, who in turn gives the baby to the king and queen of Corinth.
That baby is Oedipus, who grows up in a palace not his own, but a palace all the same. He never knows his true origins, so when the prophet of Delphi tells him of his cruel fate, he flees the only home he has ever really known.
Outside the city of Thebes, he meets a lonely traveler whom he mistakes for a beggar and a thief.
A fight ensues, and Oedipus, who does not know his own strength, kills the old man.
When Oedipus arrives in the city of Thebes, a sphinx is controlling the people. Oedipus, in his wisdom, answers her riddle.
What creature walks on 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs at noon, and 3 in the evening?
A human. We start as babies who crawl, and as we grow into our own strength, we walk on 2 legs, and then in our old age, we walk into the setting sun with the help of a cane.
His answer is correct, and the Sphinx stands down.
The city is now free, and Oedipus is a hero. He woos and marries the widowed queen, Jocasta, and they have 4 children, Polynices, Eteocles, Ismene, and Antigone. With the help of his trusted advisor, Creon, Oedipus runs the corporation and the city of Thebes. His factories expand, production thrives, all is well. Until
a plague comes over the land, heat, famine, devastation.
Oedipus is blind and cannot see that the corporation is responsible.
But I, Teiresias, the oracle of Thebes, I see all, even in my earthly blindness. I tell the people they must find their original king's killer. Only then may they find peace. And Oedipus comes to me for counsel. The old man you killed?
Yes, on the road.
I tell him the truth, that the old man was the king of Thebes, his true father, and see the agony wash over him. He did not escape his fate. He tried to flee from it, and the gods are not pleased. They see his greed and hubris. They know he does not respect the earth.
Jocasta, his wife and mother, upon hearing the news, hangs herself in agony.
She too tried to escape her fate.
But there is no escape.
As punishment, Oedipus gouges his own eyes, so as to never again look upon the innocent faces of his children. He leaves the palace to wander the streets as a beggar.
But the gods are still not happy. The oceans continue to boil. Wildfires rage.
Famine, drought, hunger, pain.
They will not be appeased until the earth is respected. The people of Thebes know this and rise up against Creon and the corporation. Polynices recognizes this too and joins them to become leader of the climatists. Eteocles, on the other hand, sides with the corporatist Creon, and the climate wars rage.
Corporatist against climatist, brother against brother.
Polynices and Eteocles face each other in war, leaders of opposite sides, and they both perish in battle, killed by each other's hands.
And that is where we are, leaving Creon as the leader of Thebes and the head of the corporation, in control of all government and all people. But do not forget the sisters, Antigone and Ismene, the only two remaining members of the family of Oedipus, where this all began.
Write this down.
Yes, ma'am.
I have proclaimed an edict as concerns the sons of Oedipus. Brother by brother, murderously slain, Eteocles fought the resistance. He stood with the corporatists to defeat the climatist rebels. He shall be honored as a hero and buried with all observances and ceremonies that are given to the heroic dead. But for his brother, Polynices, the rebel, the self-proclaimed climatist, he who runs in the streets shall rot in the street. No burial rites, no ceremony. His corpse, unburied, will be meat for the dogs. Never, by my will, shall rebels take precedence over the true leaders of this land.
Is that where you want to end it?
No. Add this. Anyone who dares to move or bury his body will also die, but all good patriots, alive or dead, shall be by me preferred and honored.
Looks good. Shall we send it to the press tonight?
Yes. Let Polynices be a reminder to all. See that you execute what I ordain.
Madam, if I may, the protesters are still in the streets. Even now they are holding up pictures of Polynices. He is a martyr to them.
I'm sorry to say this, but his death has reinvigorated their cause. They're chancing you as killer.
I?
Yes, you stand for everything they fight against.
It's only a matter of time before someone disobeys your orders and gives Polynices his burial rites. These young folk don't listen to reason. They fear no death because they see no future.
Not while the oceans boil and the forests burn.
Nonsense! Whose side are you on? I posted guards to watch the corpse. No one is mad enough to court their own death.
Ismene, sister of my heart, so beautiful, sitting in the sun on the palace steps. Not a care in the world.
Not a care in the world. What do you take me for? Let us go inside the palace. The sun is too hot.
There is no more palace for me now. We must decide where we stand. In the shadows, protected by the palace gates, or in the bright light of day under the glaring sun. Creon, our adopted mother, she took us in, nurtured us, all four of us. You, me, Eteocles, Polynices? Yes, even wild Polynices, whom she now condemns to eternal death. Who is she to us now?
So you've read the paper too? Seen the edict?
Yes, just. Polynices and I, we are not so different. The same blood pulses through our veins.
As does your blood and mine. Why must you always take the weight of the world on your shoulders alone?
Why am I the only one to face the pain, outrage, affliction, and shame in our fortunes, thine and mine?
Oh, sister, I feel it too. But you turn only to the darkness. Don't forget our brother Eteocles. He too was slain.
And he shall live. Hades' riverman Charon will ferry him across the river Styx, and he shall live forever in the afterlife with the gods. Polynices shall know no peace, no passing humor, for the edict says whoever buries his body shall be put to death.
Yes, sister, I know.
You know? I don't think you really do. Now is the time to show that the blood you say pulses in your veins is also the blood of our brothers, the blood of mine.
But how, my rash fond sister, can we make a difference? What can we do?
What can we do? We can give our brother all that he deserves, rites and burials, so he too may cross the river Styx and join our mother, our father, our brother on the other side. He can wait for the day when we join him too. We can be together as a family at last in death. But we must make our bold choice now.
Bury him despite the edict? Death will come soon enough for us all. Why are you so keen to hurry it? How can you persist when Creon has forbid?
Creon? What right has she to keep us from our own? I follow a higher law, Ismene. None shall say that I betrayed a brother.
And if I choose to live, will they say that I betrayed a brother? I think not. What good will we do in death, dear sister? We have more to fight. If you are so hungry to take a stand, join the revolution. You are of no good to anyone in death. Think of me. Think of Haemon. What of your promise to him? Think of your wedding.
I would not welcome such a fellowship, not if it goes against all that I believe. If Polynices dies forever, so shall I. What does a marriage matter then? Ismene, you scorn the gods.
I scorn them not, but to break Creon's ordinance I have no skill.
Well, I envy you then. I have no skill to turn away.
I fear for thee.
Waste no fears on me. Look to thyself.
I know I cannot stop you. Whenever did I win an argument with you, but please, at least this once, bite your tongue. If you must do this, do it by the dark of night. Let no person see you. Keep quiet.
Oh, sister, I cannot keep quiet. This is a larger fight than you and me. Larger than our brothers. Larger even than Creon. Yes, I dare to say it. When I stand for Polynices, I stand for the earth and against those who wish to destroy it, who wish to exploit it for money and power. The world belongs to us, not to Creon. People are dying. What right have I to stay alive?
Thou hast a fiery soul for numbing work. It is a mad endeavor.
Put your mind at rest. It is done.
Done?
Too much talk. You are blind, Ismene. You never see what you don't want to see. Look at my hands.
Sister, no!
Polynices is at peace now. May peace be with you too. I love you. Promise me you will bury my body so that I may see you again someday.
What strange vision meets my eye? I, Teiresias, the seer of all. What fills me with a wild surprise? Sure I know her, sure 'tis she, the girl, Antigone. Hapless child of hapless sire, didst thou recklessly conspire, madly break Creon's decree? A sudden whirlwind then upraised, a cloud of dust obscured the sky, and swept the plain and stripped the woodlands bare, and shook the firmament. We closed our eyes and waited till the plague should pass. At last it ceased, and lo, there stood Antigone. A piercing cry she uttered, sad and shrill, as when the mother bird beholds her nest, robbed of its nestlings. She wailed as she saw the body stripped and bare, and cursed the ruffians who had done this deed. Anon she gathered handfuls of dry dust, then, holding high a well-wrought brazen urn, thrice upon the dead she poured a lustral stream. Then, under the gods in heaven, undismayed she stood, and then bent to kiss the parched and shriveled ground. Thus doing, Antigone sanctified our god, the earth, and shunned Creon, the false god of state.
Yes?
I have news.
Well, speak!
It must be out. The corpse is buried. Someone besprinkled it with thirsty dust, performed the proper ritual, and was gone.
Who dared to do this thing?
I cannot tell, for there was not a trace of pick or mattock, no sign that humans' hands had been at work. I blame the guards, lazy as they are, for turning away from the midday sun. It only takes a moment to perform the rites, and they must have walked away. 1 minute, maybe 2.
I don't care about that. Who was it?
Well, that I do not know. I'm just here to do the dirty work. Someone has to tell you. I'm not even a guard. I was just walking by on my way to a meeting, but the guards have weapons, so how could I argue? They sent me to you. Now they're too scared to leave the body unattended. Should have been scared in the first place. So here I am, unlucky scapegoat. No one cares to hear ill news. Don't kill the messenger, is what they say.
What an inveterate babbler. Get thee gone!
A babbler, perchance, but innocent of the crime.
What is this? Antigone?
I found her returning to the body. There is dirt on her hands, and blood from scratching at the earth like an animal.
Did you undo what this girl has done? Did you uncover the body again?
Oh, aye.
Then return to your watch. See to it that no one else disturbs it. Do your jobs this time.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry, ma'am.
Go! I am sorry for their roughness.
Theirs? What of yours?
I am not the villain here, Antigone. I make decrees and they are meant to be followed, especially by my own family.
Family. I owe no allegiance to you.
You may have been born a princess, but after your father's fall from grace, you owe your very existence to me. Without me, you would still be begging on the streets where I found you. You and your sister and your brothers.
So, she who gives life taketh away. I see. Power corrupts, Creon.
Just tell me it isn't true.
What? That I dare and choose a higher law? That by honoring my brother, I honor the earth? You may own all of Thebes, but you do not own the earth. You do not own the afterlife, and you do not own the gods. Look outside. Their will is crystal clear. Polynices, my slain brother, was no villain but a hero. His memory and all he stood for leads the people now, not you.
If I am not mistaken, I am still the leader of this land. Tell me how you were bold enough to break the law.
The unwritten laws of the gods are the laws of the earth. They were not born today, nor yesterday. They die not, and so I must follow them. Do you think it's a mystery why there is famine, fires, rising tides? You, in your greed, cause the pollution in this world that will kill us all. I cannot condemn my brother Polynices for fighting against you. I should have joined him earlier, not just in the final hours before his death. But I can make up for it now.
You think you can make up for years of comfort and privilege with your own death? You headstrong child, stand down, Antigone!
Stand down? I am of the earth now, of the people. There is no way back from this. Look outside.
In a week, a month, you will look back on this as folly. It is not worth your life. You cannot be of the earth or of the people. You are of the palace. Don't pretend to be the 99% when you are not.
Why don't you stand down then? If you have so much power, you can make any decision you want.
I cannot stand down and still rule this land with law and order. Don't you see? If I look the other way, I will lose all control and the rioters will turn thieves to anarchy.
There is no other way.
Yes, there is. Make a proclamation, a public apology. Stand by my side at the palace gates and pledge your allegiance to me and to the corporation. If you lead, others will follow. Choose peace.
Peace? That is a lie. I cannot stand before all of Thebes and pledge an allegiance that I do not have. That would kill me more than actual death.
You silly girl! You should be making wedding plans, ordering flowers, finalizing the guest list.
Is that what you were doing at my age? No, you were already plotting how to take over the kingdom, sneaking around in the shadows, stealing state secrets from my father.
Please, everything I have, I worked for. You think this all comes so easily? Especially for a woman. The sacrifices I have made, you have no idea! You are still just a silly girl! Without me, without the corporation, Thebes is nothing! You are nothing! The people who riot outside my gates are nothing!
Let me mean nothing. I am done. If I must die, let it be over quickly. Let me join my mother, my father, and my 2 brothers peacefully in death. The living world is no longer my home. I have 1 foot already in the afterlife.
Die then, and love the dead if thou must. No child shall be the master while I live.
Your son shall know you slayed his bride.
Aye, let him raise his seed from other fields. Guard, take her away!
Where to, ma'am?
To the mountains. No public spectacle. Let her slip quietly into death and be forgotten. But who am I kidding? A few nights in a darkened cave and she will change her mind. Think on it, Antigone.
Only if you will as well.
Creon's city shall stand, but the eldest of deities, the earth, knows not toil nor decay. The gods will make their passions known. The light-witted birds of the air, the beasts of the wild and the wood, they roam the mountains free, and so shall we, as the protectors of the earth.
I found her in the palace road. She was heading towards the body, carrying this.
Funeral and burial rites?
Yes. Water, earth, a wreath for my dear brother's head, and a coin to pay passage over the river Styx.
Had she performed any rites?
No, not yet. I caught her in time.
Then let her go.
Are you afraid? Afraid of what it would look like to condemn both your adopted daughters to death?
Enough, Ismene. This is not you.
It is now. With my sister, I claim to share the guilt. How can I be the last to stand, all my siblings fallen?
Claim not the work in which thou hast no hand. One death shall suffice.
Now we stand convicted, both alike.
I will not convict you. Go!
Where can I go now?
Go talk sense into your sister.
My sister, the one you put to death. How can I ever speak to her again? She too, dead with no burial rites, as my brother Polynices.
I sent her away, but she lives. Go to her and convince her to repent so that her life may be spared. Before I change my mind, guard, take her away!
Away from the palace gate, weeping over her sister's fate, goes Ismene, see her brow, once serene, beclouded now, see her beauteous face overspread with a flush of angry red.
Go!
Sister, no! Why are you here? Is there dirt on your hands too?
Yes, but Creon pardoned me before a conviction was even handed down.
No conviction? You are still free?
Free to come to you, to beg you to recant.
So Creon sent you. She has turned you against me too? I see how it is.
Antigone, dear sister, how I fear for you.
Fear not, thou livest. I died long ago when I gave my life to save the dead, to honor the earth.
Your death warrant is not sealed. You can repent.
I know. It's cold.
Here, let me warm you.
What would you have me do?
I went to bury our brother too. A guard caught me on the palace road.
Caught?
Yes, before I reached the body.
So Polynices is still in the street?
Yes, and the crowd still riot, and I'm still alive. Creon spared my life, sent me to talk to you.
She knows seeing you will weaken my resolve. She knows I cannot leave you. I said I could, but here with you now, how can I?
I came here to urge you to be strong, but now I weaken. As I walked the mountain path, the sun set on the sea, and the mist rose up from the water. I turned my face to the last bit of warmth and imagined this life without you. You're my protector, little sister. The tables turned long ago, and I, who should have been your keeper, needed keeping. How can I help you now?
You can keep me warm. Be my light in the darkness.
Do you want me to change your mind? I can tell that you are tired, that if I just say the right words.
I am weak.
When did you last eat?
It's been 3 days. I am no longer hungry.
You're parched. At least let me give you a drink.
No. Your gentleness would soften me, and I must stay strong.
Then I will sit and stay silent if you bid me do.
Will you sing me to sleep?
Yes, dear sister. When the flowers have all wilted, when you're lost and all alone, when the water's will is twisted, when it chills you to the bone, let the gods be your guides, you will find your way home.
Mother, is it true what I hear?
Of Antigone?
Of course of Antigone. What else is there?
It is true. But before you condemn me, know this. Antigone will not relent. I gave her a choice and she refused.
A choice? Then why was she hauled away? Where did you send her?
To a tomb. When given the choice to publicly denounce her crime and therefore live, or to be stubborn and die, she chose to die.
I don't believe it. What of our marriage?
Foolish boy. Did you think your love alone would change her mind? She did not choose you.
Your cruelty pushed her to this. You know how headstrong she is, and you're using her own service against her as your puppet. She's a powerful symbol now for those who hate you, and it scares you. No one could be above you. I know it. Father knows it. You aim to use her death to ignite the climate wars, until there's nothing left to fight for. What have you become? Stop and listen. To me, to Antigone, to the people of Thebes, to the gods. This is not what is ordained. There is no justice here.
What nonsense! How can you, at your age, school me? You a beardless boy!
I plead for justice, mother. Nothing more. You think because I'm young that I know not what I say? The future is mine, not yours. Judge me by my merit, not my years. I see what is happening. This is madness.
Your merit. That sanctions lawlessness, you spoiled boy!
It is only lawlessness if laws are broken.
What? No laws broken, you say? Is not Antigone, your fiancée, an arrant lawbreaker?
The people of Thebes, with one voice, say no.
What shall the mob dictate my policy?
If not the mob, then the gods.
The gods, they who have forsaken us. Antigone blames me for the rising tides. But what power have I over that? The gods churn the waters, burn the forest and lands, not I. They have turned away from Thebes until I turn away from them. Now there is no God higher than the law of the state, and that law lives in me and me alone. I speak for the people in order to bring order.
If you condemn Antigone to death, you'll have no more people for whom to speak.
Hold your tongue, boy. This woman has seduced you, corrupted you. She will never be your bride.
Antigone will be my bride, in life or death. If she goes to the grave, so shall I.
So we've come to this? You dare to threaten me? That goes words over your head and your mouth!
In my heart. I speak for myself, mother. I am a child no longer. Her love is my love, and I will die for it. Now it is your decision to make.
Calm down. I sent her silly sister Ismene to talk sense into her. Imagine that. Ismene is the wise one now.
What? All of that lies? Have you no conviction even in your cruelty? Is this all a game to you?
Better to scare the girl than to give in to ruffians. A cold night in the cave and she will stand down. She's a spoiled princess.
If you think that of her, you do not know her. Antigone does not jest. She has found her calling and she will stand by her convictions. If she aims to die, she will. Mother, how can you be so careless with her life?
Where are you going?
To my bride.
I told you time and time again, this is how it works.
They're
I am the one.
children. I feel like you need to respect that.
No, I am the one.
Creon, are you there?
What tidings, old Teiresias?
I will tell you, and when I do, you must heed my words. For though I am blind, I see all.
Thus far I have never disobeyed your warnings.
So hast thou kept the peace in Thebes?
I know it, and to you I am indebted. A penny for your thoughts?
I have more than just a penny to share. There is no peace now. The gods are angry. The earth is in turmoil, for in your greed you have forsaken. And now you and Antigone both tread the razor edge of peril.
Thy words inspire dread.
Queen Creon, thy willful temper ails the state. For all of our shrines and altars have been profaned by the rotting flesh of Oedipus's unburied son. Therefore, the angry gods reject our litanies and our burnt offerings, and the fires that burn the earth in their stead know no respite. What glory wilt thou win by slaying twice the slain? Set the girl free and bury the boy.
Old man, you are a peddler like the rest. I'm surprised you would listen to the angry mob. Did they pay you more than I? How can I permit this burial now, knowing that no offering can appease the gods? We are too far gone, and as for the girl, she made her choice and can unmake it at her will. Foul treachery! You speak fair words for filthy gain!
Now that the tides have turned against you, you say my prophecies are false. I will not trade insults with thee.
Prophets are all a money-getting tribe.
You never thought so before, as you rose to power in this land? Take heed, thou wilt provoke me to reveal the mystery hidden in my breast.
Say on, that see it not be said for gain.
You have entombed a living soul, Antigone, and wronged the gods by leaving upon the earth Polynices, a corpse unburied and unmourned. Polynices was the brother who was honored by the gods, for he fought for the earth, the mother to us all. You have gone against the will of both the earth and of the gods, and for this, the avenging spirits of heaven and hell have deemed that the unnecessary suffering your greed and power has caused, thou too shall suffer. In my blindness I can see what is still unknown to thee. Hither comes in angry mood Haemon, latest of thy brood. Is it for his bride he's grieved, or her marriage bed deceived? Doth he make his mourn for thee, maid forlorn, Antigone? Is his death an act of fate, or revenge for all his hate? For guilt is thine in your son's eyes, and he will not compromise.
You see, Haemon? Dead? Creon, you've taken this too far.
I hear you, husband, and you are right. All right, my prophet. Advise me. I will heed.
Go. Free the maiden from her rocky cell, and for the unburied brother build a tomb. Go this instant. Vengeance of the gods is swift.
Fate is ill to fight.
Eurydice, you go. Free Antigone and bring her to me.
Trust not others, not even thy kin. Go do it quick thyself.
I will heed thy word. We must go quickly to the cave. We must spare the girl to save the boy. I am now persuaded it is best to keep through life the law ordained of old.
Children, lead me home. I am weary, and the road ahead is still unknown.
O grave, O bridal bower, O prison cell, carved from the rock my everlasting home, where I will go to join the mighty host, my destined span of years cut short. My brother, Polynices, unto thee I paid due rights, and thus I am rewarded. Yet I am justified in wisdom's eyes, for I obey the laws of the gods, and honor the earth, my one true mother. Therefore, what ordinance of heaven have I transgressed? My homeland, city of Thebes divine, my last farewell I make. My journey's done. One last fond, lingering, longing look I take at the bright sun. For death, who puts to sleep both young and old, hails my young life and beckons me to Akron's dark fold. An unwed wife, no youths have sung the marriage song for me. My bridal bed, no maids have strewn with flowers from the lay. 'Tis death I wed.
When the flowers have all wilted, when you're lost and all alone, when the water's will is twisted, when it chills you to the bone.
No, no. Ismene, tell me it's not true. She's only sleeping. Too weary to rise. Tell me she is only sleeping.
I'm sorry. I wish it were true, but Antigone is gone.
No. How so? My beautiful bride. My life. Why? How? How can it be?
She was ready. She would not let me bring her water. It was what she wanted, for she knew her life was for a higher cause.
What she wanted? To be a martyr? What cause can she have in death?
She is with our father, mother, and brothers. The gods are happy now. She is at peace.
She was innocent. She wanted only to honor her brother, honor the gods, fight for the earth. And for that they'd take her young, beautiful life. She did not want to die. How could she, Antigone, so full of life? No, it cannot be. It is an unfair trade. The gods are to blame.
Do not blame the gods.
It was you. You are to blame. You killed her.
What? Antigone dead? No, she was to repent. I sent Ismene.
Lies!
Only at first I wanted her dead, but then I thought of you, my son. I spared her life by sending her here. This cave, the safe haven for her to reconsider, to see her way back to us, to the family, to you. Ismene, how could you let this happen?
Creon, this is not on me. Look to thyself.
But she was to repent.
She would never repent. You killed her with your ignorance. You can see no one but yourself and your own power. If you knew her, you would know.
She was family.
How can you say that? How can you? Family, mother? Is that what you really care about? You are a murderer. By killing her, you kill me.
My son, no!
Haemon, no!
I will not hear you. Your words fall on deaf ears. You are too blind. Mother, father, this is my end. Come, fate, a friend at need, and speed my end.
As the prophet saw, so it is done. You are the blind one.
No!
Oh God, is there a soul alive who knows, who actually believes that wisdom is the greatest gift we have? Look on this. Know my crimes and then repent.
Lo, the queen herself appears, and all must own.
The guilt is hers, and hers alone.
But what of Creon? I used to think if any soul were enviable, it was she. With the monarch's power, she ruled the state supreme. Now, all is gone and wasted. For a life without life's joys, I count a living death.
Woe for sin of minds perverse, deadly fraught with mortal curse. Alas, my son, life scarce begun, he was undone. The fault was mine only. Oh, my son, and my husband, there to follow. 'Tis a bitter pill to swallow. Left alone to face my grief, alas, another woe I see. A wretch like me, made one with misery. Now, to the earth I make amends. To the gods you rebels do defend. I offer up my deepest sorrow, my apology, and my pledge for a peaceful tomorrow.
Of happiness, the chiefest part is a wise heart. Chastisement for errors past, wisdom brings to age at last.